Hey guys, so today we're going to be solving one and two step equations, and those equations aren't going to involve any groups. So basically, a group is something with parentheses, or you might see multiple terms in the numerator of a fraction. That would also be a group, but we're not going to see anything like that for these problems. Everything's going to be added, subtracted, multiplied, or divided. So let's see here. Some of the tools that we're going to use. So first thing for all these is we're going to cancel out everything being added or subtracted to our variable. So addition is going to cancel out subtraction, or just adding a negative. That's the same thing as subtraction. And subtraction is going to cancel out addition, right? Or any positive number we're going to cancel out with subtraction. Um, After we do that, we'll then cancel anything being multiplied or divided to our variable. So division just cancels out multiplication, and multiplication cancels out division. And it's important that you go in this order, right? So first thing you do is you take care of anything that's being added or subtracted to our variable. The second thing is you do the multiplied or divided to our variable. And it's kind of like PEM does, except for opposite, right? PEMDAS, you would multiply or divide first, and then you'd add or subtract. But when you're undoing the problem, you do the opposite. So here we are adding a 2 to our variable. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to subtract 2, but we're not just going to subtract 2 to one side, right? The golden rule of math is whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So we're going to go ahead and subtract 2 to both sides. When you subtract 2 to a addition of 2, those just cancel out. And then that is going to leave x by itself. And now we just have 7 minus 2, right? 7 minus 2 is going to be 5. And that's our final answer. All right, very nice. Here we have -3 being added to our variable of b. So in this case, since it's a negative number, we cancel out a negative number by plussing, right? So -3 plus 3 would be 0. So essentially they just cancel out. And again, golden rule of math, whatever you do to one side, you need to do the other as well. And when I say that side, I'm talking about the equation, the equal sign. So the -3 and the +3 will cancel. And now we are just left with b on the left side of the equal sign. And now we're doing -8 plus 3, right? If you watched one of my other videos, the way I like to do this is cancel out 3 of the negatives of the 8 with 3 of the positives that we're adding. And we're just left with -5. And that is our final answer. All right, very nice. So now we've got m minus 8. So because it's subtracting 8, we have to cancel it out. In order to cancel out subtraction, we have to add. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to add 8 to both sides. All right, both sides of the equal sign. And now m is going to be all by itself. And now we just do the simple 19 plus 8. That's going to turn out to be 27. And that is it. That is our final answer. All right. So now we're on the multiplication and division part. Here, what the -3 is doing to the x, it's -3 times x. That's how it's written. When it's right next to it, it means it's multiplication. So in order to cancel out a -3, we have to divide by the same number that's being multiplied to the x. Here, we're going to divide both sides by -3. All right, when you divide -3 by -3, you just get 1. But 1x is just x. All right, so these just essentially just cancel. And you're left with just x. And now you just do 12 divided by -3. Right? 3 goes into 12 4 times. But since one of our answers, since we're dividing by a negative, right, positive divided by negative, the answer is going to come out negative. So we know it's going to be -4. All right, very nice. So now here we are dividing, right? It's a divided by 8. So in order to cancel out division, we have to multiply both sides by 8. Right? Essentially, you kind of just multiply the top of the fraction by 8. But again, one thing you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So we're going to say times 8. Now, when you multiply the left side by 8, both those 8s just get canceled out, right? Because you have one 8 on top and one 8 on bottom. So 8 divided by 8 is just 1. And 1 times a is just a. So those just essentially just go away. And now we're left with just a. And now a just equals 3 times 8. Right? And 3 times 8, it's going to come out to 24. And that's it. That's the answer. All right. Let's see. Let's check out problem 6. All right. So now we're on two-step equations. Right? So it's going to take 2 steps, right, to solve this equation. The first thing that you need to do is you need to take care of anything being added or subtracted to the variable, right? What's being subtracted to the variable is the 8, right? The 6 is being multiplied, so we're going to do that last. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add 8 to both sides, right? Both sides of that equal sign. That way the -8 and the +8 cancel. And now we're just left with 6b equals, and then -32 plus 8, right? 8 of the positives cancel out with 8 of the negatives. So essentially we're just subtracting, but it's going to still be negative because there are going to be negatives left over. It's going to equal -24. Awesome. So now we're not done, right? Because now this is going to require 2 steps. Right now it's 6 being multiplied to b. So in order to cancel out multiplication, we're going to have to go ahead and divide. Let me go over here and divide both sides of the equal sign by 6. When you do that, 6 divided by 6 is 1, when 1 times b is just going to be b. So now you end up with b equals, and then -24 divided by 6. 6 is going to go into 24 4 times. Right? But since one of the numbers is negative divided by positive is going to come out negative. So it's going to be -4. All right. Very nice. One more here. So again, we need to take care of what's being added or subtracted to the variable first. Right? We can't take care of that 8 because that's being divided to the variable. So we want to go ahead and do the 12. I'm going to go over here. And we're going to subtract 12 from both sides, right? Subtracting because we need to cancel out addition. And now we are left with v over 8 is going to equal, and then 15 minus 12, that will come out to 3. All right. So now we just have to cancel out that 8, right? Right now it's V divided by 8. So we need to cancel out division by, you guessed it, multiplying. We need to multiply both sides by 8. Just going to kind of multiply the numerator here. And now 8 over 8, they just cancel out, right? These just go away. So now our final answer, we get V by itself. And now 3 times 8, that's just 24. Right? So we're going to get 24 as our final answer. And that is it. All right. That is all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment on this video, and that would be great. All right, thank you guys so much. Bye.